A deer freezes the moment it sees you. Not when you move. Not when you make a sound. The instant your eyes land on it, something inside that animal trips a wire that evolution spent millions of years installing, and every cell in its body screams one word: run. A crow on a telephone wire will watch you walk down an empty street and remember your face for years. A chimpanzee, one of the most intelligent animals on the planet, will break eye contact with a human and look at the ground the way a nervous child looks away from a teacher. A wolf that has never been hunted, never been shot at, never had a single bad experience with a person, will still feel something shift in its chest when a human looks directly at it. And here is the part that should stop you cold. You didn't do anything. You just looked. That's it. No weapon, no movement, no sound. Just your eyes pointing in their direction, and somewhere deep in the wiring of almost every wild animal on Earth, something ancient woke up and said, "This is how you die." The question is why? And the answer reaches back so far into the history of life on this planet that by the time you understand it fully, you will never look at an animal the same way again. Every predator that has ever existed shares one thing: forward-facing eyes. Think about it. Rabbits have eyes on the sides of their heads. Deer have eyes on the sides of their heads. Fish, horses, antelope. Every animal that spends its life being eaten has eyes that point outward, covering as much of the world as possible, watching every direction at once because danger can come from anywhere. Now, look in a mirror. Your eyes face forward. Both of them. Locked onto the same point in space. Built for one purpose and one purpose only. Targeting. Forward-facing eyes are the universal biological symbol for "I am here to eat something." Every prey animal that ever lived learned this lesson or died without passing on its genes. The ones that survived were the ones that felt something go cold inside them the moment two eyes locked onto them from the front. That feeling is not a personality trait. It is not timidity. It is 400 million years of survival information compressed into a single biological reflex. And when a wild animal looks at your face, it sees exactly what it was built to fear most: two eyes, facing forward, aimed directly at it. But that is only the beginning of what it sees. And what comes next is worse. Most predators give something away. A lion crouches before it charges. A snake coils before it strikes. A hawk circles before it dives. Evolution gave prey animals the ability to read these signals, because reading them correctly meant the difference between living and dying. Every predator on the planet has a tell. A moment where its body betrays its intention. A flicker of movement, a shift in posture, a sound, something the prey animal can detect and react to. Millions of years of predator and prey locked in this exact dance. The predator hiding its intentions, the prey reading the signs. Both sides getting sharper and faster and more precise with every generation. The prey animals that survived were the ones that got good at reading predators. Really good. So good that they could detect the microsignals, the tiny postural shifts, the weight distribution changes, the ear position, the tail movement, all of it processed in milliseconds and converted into a single output. Run or stay. That system works perfectly against every predator that has ever existed except one. Watch a human walking through a forest. They don't crouch. They don't circle. They don't coil or twitch or give any of the signals that 400 million years of evolution taught prey animals to look for. A human walks upright, spine vertical, arms loose, face forward, moving at a pace that doesn't change, breathing that doesn't quicken, eyes that stay fixed and calm and completely unreadable. There is no tell, there is no signal. The ancient threat detection system that kept every prey animal alive for hundreds of millions of years looks at a human and gets nothing back. No data, no pattern to match, no next move to anticipate, and a system built entirely around reading intention. Suddenly facing something with no readable intention does not relax. It does not conclude that everything is fine. It escalates hard, because in the entire history of life on this planet, the only thing more terrifying than a predator showing its intention is a predator that shows nothing at all. A lion chasing you is frightening. A lion sitting completely still, watching you, not moving, giving nothing away, is something different entirely. That stillness is what breaks animals. And humans, without even trying, without even knowing they're doing it, project exactly that stillness every single time they make eye contact with a wild animal. But here is where it gets stranger. Because the panic response in wild animals isn't just about what you look like. It's about what looking at them actually means, and what it has meant for longer than your species has had a name. Go back 200,000 years. Your ancestors are standing on the edge of the African savanna, and they have just learned something that no other predator on the planet has figured out yet. Eye contact is a weapon. Not metaphorically, literally. When early humans hunted in coordinated groups, they used their eyes to communicate across distances without making a single sound. One hunter looks left, another follows the gaze, a third repositions silently. No signal fires, no calls, no movement that would spook the prey. Just eyes moving in coordinated silence, passing information across the group faster than anything the animal being hunted could detect or interpret. A lion pride communicates with body language and sound. Wolves use posture and vocalization. Humans used gaze. Invisible, silent, instantaneous gaze. The prey animals standing in the clearing had no idea that the humans spread out through the trees around it were already 3 steps into a plan that ended with it on the ground. The only warning it got was the moment one of those humans looked directly at it. And by then, it was already too late. That moment, repeated thousands of times across hundreds of thousands of years, burned itself into the genetic memory of every species that survived it. The direct human gaze became the single most reliable signal in the natural world that death had already been decided. Not that danger was nearby. Not that a predator was thinking about attacking. That the outcome had already been determined and the animal's body just hadn't caught up yet. The ones that ran the instant a human looked at them lived. The ones that hesitated. The ones that stood and tried to assess. The ones that didn't feel that wire trip immediately. They didn't pass on their genes. Evolution selected, ruthlessly and without exception, for the animals that treated a human gaze as a death sentence, requiring no further information. This is why a deer that has never seen a hunter in its life still freezes and bolts when you look at it. This is why a crow remembers your face and warns other crows. This is why a chimpanzee, our closest living relative, sharing over 98% of our DNA, still breaks eye contact and submits when a human stares it down. The fear is not learned. It is inherited. It is written into the animal at a level so deep that no amount of safe zoo enclosures or peaceful national park visits can reach it and undo it. The wiring is too old. The lesson was too expensive to unlearn. But there is a layer underneath all of this that almost nobody talks about. Something that makes the animal reaction to a human gaze even more disturbing once you understand what is actually happening inside that animal's body in the seconds after your eyes meet.